Tolu Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go berserk. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Tearing back on the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Mission new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog body's crippling. Feel the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
Oh man. What up, though, Pistons fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Deuce and Boss Show, man. Glad to have you guys all here with us tonight. Tough game, but oh man, it's been a great season, right? Went out on a bad note tonight. Definitely not a great performance you want to see in Game 7 at home. But we'll get to it, boss. What are your thoughts? How you feeling after this game?
Man, I prepared myself for a loss because the Pistons exceeded my expectations this season, but I did not prepare myself for the type of loss this was. So I'm definitely sad, but at the same time, excited to be here with you all, excited to talk it through. Very happy with the season we ended up with, but this was ugly. That's how I feel.
It was definitely ugly, man. So we're going to get to it, guys. We'll see you guys in the comments, man. You guys know the drill, man. If you missed your comments, a lot of comments coming through. We're going to get you as many as we can. If we miss you, you guys know the drill. Repost, caps lock, super chat, whatever you guys want to do to get to us. And we'll come back to you. We got a super chat from Mark. Says, what a fantastic ride this season was. So proud of them all and can't wait to see what big fish we can bring in to help the cause. Chin up 313. We next. Appreciate it, Mark. Yeah, this is a great season, man. You know, great season. It ended prematurely for a lot of our expectations, but they did advance further than they did last year. Right.
Yes.
This is about steps. It's about getting better every year. It's a great learning experience. Pistons don't have a ton of experience in the playoffs. We know the Cavs, they have a lot more than we do. But we're going to get to a lot of things that we thought went wrong in this game. But, bro, I appreciate your comment, man.
Yes.
Guys.
Thank you. Just if I can comment on it real quick. I agree with you, Mark, as well. Let me try to pull it back up. Hold on. Yeah. That's how I feel. I think that there will be adjustments made next season. I don't need to make a big splash in terms of contracts and in terms of who we bring in. I think that I trust Trajan completely. But yes, chin up, guys. This is the playoffs for a reason. Every team that's been eliminated so far had hopes. The outlook, only 4 teams remain. But we exceeded expectations, I think, in a lot of areas. So I agree at this moment for sure.
Yeah. So if you guys missed it, man, this game, the Pistons were blown out tonight on their home court by the Cavs, 125-94, and they have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. And the Cavs will move on to face the Knicks in the second round. Starting unit was the same we've seen in the last few games. It was Cade, Daniss, Asar, Tobias, and JD. And guys, the poll is now live for the reason you guys think, the biggest reason you guys think we lost this game. A lot of candidates for this one. You've got the Cavs just outplayed the Pistons. Not enough defense for the Pistons. Pistons stars didn't show up, and rotations. So you guys let us know what you think, and we'll come back to that and talk about it in full. Man, I'm gonna try to bring a little energy tonight, guys. Chat, it's tough. It's tough in the immediate aftermath of what we just witnessed in this game, but we're gonna be as unbiased and objective as we can, while still being honest. Because y'all know we always are honest about it. No excuses. We just gonna call it like we see it for sure. So, boss, we can just get right into it. You can get into your initial thoughts of what you saw in this game.
Yeah, bad all around. There's not one reason we lost today. There's a lot of reasons. A little bit rotation, but a little bit also just the guys that we have relied on in this series just did not show up offensively, defensively. They did not show up on either end of the floor. There's two guys I'll give credit to, and that's Daniss Jenkins and Caris LeVert. Everybody else completely failed expectations for a Game 7 for me. I'm not happy with it. It was ugly. To lose by this much was disgusting. I think I'm personally frustrated with the fact that we lost so badly in this game. I didn't think the Cavs were going to come out with anything other than what they came out with. I knew that they were going to fight. They have two players, James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, who have finals aspirations as greats in this league, as future Hall of Famers in this league. Like, they still want rings. And for us to come out the way we did and do what we did was just terrible. We did terribly on both ends. Awful. Again, I give props to Caris LeVert, and I give props to Daniss Jenkins and everybody else. I'm disheartened by. Yes, we can argue rotations. We can argue those things. But again, these are the guys that have gotten us through this series, and they should have been able to show up in a Game 7, and they did not. So that's kind of where I'm at. And that's just about this game. I'm sure as we go on with the show, and definitely to finish the show, I am very proud of this team overall. I didn't like the way they finished because I don't think it was deserving of what it didn't reflect what they did this whole season. A 60-win first seed team, how they were able to overcome a 3-1 deficit in the first round, what they were able to do against the Cavs, which is win by double digits and lose by only single digits. What they were able to do, I'm very proud of them for. And they exceeded expectations. Like, again, Deuce and I both talked about coming into this round, how we were just proud of our team getting out of a first round. And no matter what happens, we're going to be happy with it. And we're still there. But at the same time, when you're coming off of a loss like this, that still hurts. And that's still tough to swallow. And it's still tough to talk about. But we're going to talk about it. Despite how we feel overall about the season, we're going to talk about this game in general. But I'm just sad that it's the end of a historic season for the Pistons.
Yeah. Pop says, attended our first playoff game in person in years. They didn't show up. I'm sad this is the first game you got to go to in a long time, because this is not indicative of how they played all year. Richard says, Cavs are a better roster, and they played their ceiling. They kept Detroit in the half court, where Detroit isn't good, and they were on fire from 300%. Want to get to the super chat from Maddie. What's up, Maddie? Says, this one's tough. I can't even lie, but I'm still proud of this team. If you would have told me we were going to win 60 games and take the Cavs to Game 7 in round 2, I would have took that any day.
Absolutely.
That's definitely the case when you put it in perspective. We're going to get to this game, guys, but when you put it in perspective, coming off 44-win season, most people didn't have us winning that many games this year, which is crazy. So for us to win 60 and to do what we did, number 1 seed, it's an overall good season because we advanced further than we did last year, and it's about steps. You don't go from winning 2 games in the first round series to getting to the finals the next year and trying to do damage in the finals. It doesn't work that way. So it's about steps. It's about steps, Maddie, for sure. So it's just like, putting it back in perspective. Now that that's over, we can look at our barometer from the beginning of the season and say, did they reach that? And I feel like they did for sure. So Maddie, 100% agree with you there, bro. As far as my initial thoughts, guys, you guys already know I like to look at the numbers to see if they were indicative of how the Pistons played. And you guys know I keep track of the areas, and the areas that the Pistons won in are in green, and the ones they lost in are in red. Guys, across the board, it's all red. Every single area. When it comes to did the Pistons win this category, this is an area of strength for them. They're all red. Points in the paint, they lost 58-34. 58-34. This team dominates the painted area when they're at their best. They didn't do that. Fast break points, they only had 11. They averaged 19 in the regular season. That's not going to get. They had 3, I believe, going into the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, it was late in the game, turnovers. We were turning over late when the game was out of reach. Didn't matter anymore. You're not going to win when you got 3 fast break points going into the fourth quarter. Pistons are just not going to win that way. So having 11 to finish the game is nowhere near enough. Points out of turnovers, we lost that battle too. We had 17, they had 22, which is indicative of the fast break points. Rebounding, we lost that too, 41-50. So yeah, shout out to Pops, by the way, again, appreciate that. 41-50, they lost the rebounding battle. They dominate games when they win the paint battle and they win the rebounding battle, and they're getting stops and getting scores, and they didn't do that. Rebounding, -9. Free throws, the Cavs shot 44, we shot 29. No surprise there, right? In the past, we've won games with that being the case, so that's not going to be a major thing for me.
44 free throws, though. Ew. I mean, I hate that free throw number. That's 44 plus 29 is what? 44, 54, 64, 73 free throws in a game. Ew.
Yeah, when you're putting them on the line that much, you're taking the ball out the hoop, and you're stuck in half court.
Both
teams. Stuck in half court. When you
whistle.
They went to the line 20 plus times. And when that happens, you got to slow the ball up. You got to play in the half court. They're slowing the game down. We want to play with pace. That's a killer. 44 free throws is a killer. Turnovers, we lost that battle too, 15-13. Assists, we lost that battle 21-31. Like, it's every area across the board. The Pistons just didn't play their style of basketball. Stocks, they lost that battle 11-16.
Ugly.
You got to give yourself a chance, at least trying to win in some areas that make you who you are. When you lose in every single category, you have no shot. No shot. So this to me was one of the worst performances I've seen from this team all year. Granted, it came against a good Cavs team. I want to give the Cavs credit because the Cavs played really well tonight. They played at their ceiling, like you guys mentioned. They played to their style. And yeah, they played their game and we didn't. That's what it came down to. And we made it easier for them to play their game as well because we just didn't play up to standard. We just didn't play up to standard. So yeah, for me, this one really hurt. Not just because of the fact they lost. If this was a close game, the Pistons were battling. They were showing, they were just looking desperate and urgent like they usually do. I would have been able to stomach that. But it's the way we lost. Not even just scoreboard. Not even just the 31-point deficit. But just the way they looked on the court throughout the whole game. It was bad, I didn't like the rotations. I talked about that earlier. I hated the rotations tonight in this game. Stewart the 4 with 4 guards. I know it worked last game. I don't think that's a consistent way you can win. I don't think you can. This team can't win that way, in my opinion. I don't think the Pistons can win that way. It's cool offensively because you got guys out there who can score, but defensively, you're trading hoops. You're not stringing the defensive possessions together. You're not able to go on runs because you're not able to get stopped. So I didn't like the offensive rotation. Sass, he played great last game. I felt the Pistons went a little bit too offensive heavy at times, going with guys like Sass along with Cade and Daniss. I like Daniss with Cade because that helps out Cade a lot. I think that's kind of all you need as far as playmaking, especially when the stars out there. Having Sasser in there as well with those guys is just a little bit too offensive focused, and to me, that really negates your defense. So, and that shows in the rebounding. That shows in the points in the paint. That shows in the foul. We just couldn't get stops. So, for me, that stretch in the second quarter really hurt. They took advantage of that, and that's kind of when the game got away. And in the game 7, I want to go with the guys who are going to bring that defensive intensity, the defensive energy. I would have loved to see Ron Holland a lot more. I would have loved to see Javonte Green a lot more. Just guys who can just make something happen for you defensively, to give you a spark, to give you some pace, to give you some tempo. That's how we won all year, is with those guys playing. I know last game they didn't play, I feel like had they had a heavy dose in this series, we win this series because we're getting things done defensively. So just guys who can help us play our style, defense to offense, scores off stops, not an offensively focused lineup to me would have been the difference. So there was even a sequence there on a separate point in the third quarter where Harden got fouled. He goes to the line. After the second free throw, there's another Pistons foul. And now Jarrett Allen goes back to the line. He goes to the line. After his second free throw, nobody boxes him out. He follows his shot. He grabs a rebound. And they send him to the line again. So they get 3 cracks at it. They get free throws 6 times. They get 6 free throws on 1 possession. That's just not going to get it done. So it was a lot of things. And I thought those things were major. I thought the rotations weren't great. I thought the energy and effort weren't great. I thought guys just didn't show up the way that we've seen them show up all year. The Cavs had 95 points at the end of the third quarter. Last game, they only finished with 94 through 4 quarters. So the defense just was not there. It was not there. So a very disappointing effort for this team, in my opinion, across the board. That's just the eyeball test. That's just what I saw. I'm not taking shots at anybody. I just felt they didn't do nearly enough to win this game against this team. Allen's, my bad. Just going back to that last comment say. I agree. These rotations were questionable. Should have ran a 2. Yep. 2 big lineup would have helped for sure. We couldn't get any offensive rebounds. We couldn't get any stops. It was a ton of times they got offensive rebounds and they would go to Strus for a 3 or would go to Merrill for a 3. We just couldn't get stopped. We couldn't get out and run. They get a 3 all day, that score. Now we're in the half court again. We just didn't do anything that would have encouraged our style of play. And JB guy, I caught the tail end of it. He said that. He said, we got down a little bit and we went away from who we are. We went away from what we do. And that's kind of what I was saying as far as going too heavy offensively and not heavy enough defensively. That came straight from his mouth about 10 minutes ago. When they play their style, these types of results don't happen. Let's go to some more super chats and we can keep going. Then I also want to get some more
too. I mean, again, I agree with you on the defense, but even our guys that can play 2-way, like a Cade, like Ausar, they didn't do anything on the offensive end either. So yes, you can say that there was fast break points that were needed that were missed out on because of our lack of defense, but we've been able to win games, when our defense is even a little bit off because we're still scoring. Like it was also just those guys, nobody connected. They didn't get the easy buckets. Even the easy shots, they weren't falling. So I do agree completely that like there was more of an offensive emphasis in the first half with some rotations. And when those offensive guys couldn't score, we didn't see defenders come in. But Wu has been bad all series in terms of creating offense too. And yes, we can get away. Like defense does create fast break for us. It does create certain things, but I would be more inclined to put it on the defense if our offense was doing anything. So yes, I do think that we are a better fast break team. We are a better defensive team. We are a better fast break team. We are able to set the pace with our defense. We are absolutely better on both ends. We're able to set the pace with our defense. But at the same time, our offense hasn't failed this badly. It feels like all season. Our offense was just bad. Half court even too. Tobias was 0 from 6 for field goals. Cade was 5 of 16. Those are guys that can score in the half court. Marcus Sasser can score in the half court. Like there's guys that can score in the half court that didn't show up. And yes, you can, Marcus Sasser is an easy one to argue in terms of bringing in a guy like Wu or Ron to replace him. But the way Wu has been playing, like we can't, it's a little bit of a shoulda, woulda, coulda game right now because we can't guarantee that they would have produced for us on offense either. It was a bad overall game on both sides. And I would like to see a better defensive effort because I feel like, again, we didn't play Pistons basketball, which does go back to defense 100%. But we didn't even play good basketball. Nobody.
I would have liked to.
Nobody.
I would have liked to see like the same way coach went with JD to keep his confidence up and to run with the guys who've gotten him to this point. I would have liked guys like Wu and Ron to have been afforded that same opportunity. Because we didn't see either one of those guys in serious minutes after game 3. So just because they had a bad couple of games I don't think that's a reason for you to go away from what's got you here. Like
But the
Wu's
only
been
ones
really
who would
good
have
all season
for
long. He's
or
been
maybe Tobias, who
he's
is
been
a half-court guy who can create stuff that unfortunately wasn't able today, or you would have put him in for Sass. But at the same time, like LeVert, Robinson, Jenkins, like those guys did provide offense for us. Not great offense, but they did provide offense for us. So it's just a matter of figuring out those rotations because Wu has been able to get in, but he has not been able to score for us.
Yeah. So if but still, once again, I would still stick with what's worked though. Like I'm because the same way JD hasn't played, I'm still sticking with the guys who have gotten us to this point. I don't think you should go away from them just because they had a bad couple of games when they still identified more with anybody else how you want to play. You
I
know,
think
so
that's
if it's still if Wu's not having a great game or two, I'm not gonna go away from him. Personally, I wouldn't go away from guys like that because those guys are who you are. So like I
agreed.
like go ahead.
But you have to think about game 6 where we just blew the Cavs out ourselves without those guys as a factor. So I'm not saying that those guys shouldn't have gotten the minutes. What I'm saying is that they should have gotten minutes, but also the guys who were a factor in last game did not show up offensively this game or
No,
defensively.
I agree, but
No,
we
no
didn't have
good job on
red categories. We didn't have
right.
all red categories across the board either. And I felt those guys would have helped us to be able to get some of those green categories because we
Maybe
just
that's your feeling. I agree with you, but at the same time, that's your feeling. But again, these guys did. He rewarded the guys who showed up in game 6 with a game 7, and they didn't show up.
I understand it. It was great for one game. That hasn't been consistently what we've done all year. So to me, you can't consistently go to something you've been inconsistent with all year. We haven't seen Sass for most of the year. And Sass played great last game. I like how he's able to take pressure off Cade at times and stuff like that. But I don't think you can sustain that because that hasn't been what we have sustained all year. And he hasn't played with these guys consistently enough, in my opinion, to play him that much in a game 7.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's like you got to go with what you've been doing. You got to the whole season is built up for this. You worked your tail off all season to get to a game 7 so you can play Pistons basketball starting with the defense. So that's all I'm saying as far as Sass. Like he played good last game, not even about any individual guy. I just would have liked to see some of the guys who helped get us to this point, despite a bad game or two in this series, continue to just ride it out with everybody who's got you here. So, you know, you guys can let us know what you guys think too.
But at the same time, Ron and Wu did not get us to a game 7 because they didn't have minutes. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have had minutes. But again, JB was relying on guys who got us here in this series.
Just off of last game, right? Just based off of that was based off of last game.
Ron and Wu didn't have substantial minutes in this entire series.
What I do know is Ron played in game 1 and 2. We won those games. And then we went away from him. He played good minutes in games 1 and 2. We won. So it's once again, you don't go away from a guy after that. So, you know, like we said, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda at this point. Those are just my observations. That's just something I would have personally done. But you guys, like I said, you guys can let us know too. Let's go back to Maddie. Says, I also want to give you guys props. You brought it every live watch and post game. Deuce grew what was an already great community to new heights, and Sarah handled it like this, like a 10-year vet. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you,
Hey, man, you know, you a real one too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
You've been with us all year, spitting that hot fire like Dylon. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you, Brody, for sure. Always, man. And then Maddie also says, and my wife wanted me to tell Sarah that she was so happy to see woman representation in the post games. You don't see many, so she's truly been a pioneer. I agree. Yeah, she's been great this year, guys. Boss has been great.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, guys. Some of y'all, some guys, some people were coming in the live chat for me. I'm not an easy target, by the way, just because of my gender.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares what they think? You know what I mean?
I do. I would love to fight someone. Fight me, man. Fight me.
Camille says, hi, it is sad to go out like this, but sometimes you just have to be grateful. We should talk about what we gained. I can also say that I made 2 more great friends. See you all next season. Appreciate that, bro. My friend. For sure, man. Yeah, it's been a great season. It's been a great season overall, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes.
Let's get to some comments. See if there's anything actually here that we missed.
I think let me scroll up.
Yeah, if you see anything that jumps out, let me know. All right.
Yeah, if you want to get into your initial thoughts, I'll throw up some comments as I see them.
Well, those kind of were my initial thoughts. Just kind of what I just ran through. That was pretty much all I had. Was, you know, so yeah, season cut short, man. I actually don't really, I don't know. It's tough. Let's get to some individual box scores. We can just go there and kind of just go from there. Guys, let's start with Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, guys, in this game, finished with 13 points on 5 for 16 shooting, 0 of 7 from 3, 3 of 3 from the line, 4 boards, 5 assists, 3 turnovers, 2 steals in 37 minutes. What you see tonight from Cade?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to get to this from Michael too. It just goes back to what we were talking about, how we do want to see some bench guys provide spark, but at the same time, this is unacceptable from our starters who have also gotten us to 60 wins this whole season. Shooting 29% is unacceptable from our starters across the board. So thanks for sharing that stat as well. Cade, disappointing. Absolutely disappointing. I love the man. I enjoy him. I'm so happy he's on our team. I'm incredibly proud of his two-way play, how he carries himself, how he's led this team this whole season. Very proud of him. Disastrous show out in a game 7. 5 of 16. Disgusting. I don't want to hear any excuses. 0 from 7 from 3.
Yeah.
Made with the free throw line. Got 3 of 3. Okay. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, Cade doesn't get the same call Harden and Donovan Mitchell gets. Okay. But Harden and Donovan Mitchell make their field goals. Harden didn't tonight, but Mitchell did. 5 of 16 is awful. 5 assists is awful. 3 turnovers is awful in a game 7. 3 to 5, I mean, more so. That's his lowest turnovers all series. I think someone said he has 70 turnovers total in the offseason. Not good. Love Cade. Again, love what he's done for us this season. Love the leadership he's provided. Love who he is as a human. Excited for him as a player. People say Cade needs help. True. But more arguable if you put up decent numbers in a game 7, I would say.
Yeah, he just didn't look like.
No, he didn't look like Cade.
Yeah.
No fire.
It was a few turnovers, just like, bro, like, who did you see? Like, what was
right
there?
to Bruce. He threw it right to I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is when it's rigged. This is when I believe that after they aired that ECF commercial, Adam Silver warned them that they can't win now.
Yeah, no. And we hate to be like that. As far as we hate to get into the politics and the conspiracy theories and
Duren wasn't even
making excuses and all this stuff. Like we don't like to do that, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's weird. It had me feeling very uncomfortable watching this performance like this right after that came out. Like, to me, that's just like, so it's hard for me to kind of swallow or to stomach that. Just the timing of it was weird. But like I said, get a Cavs credit. They outplayed us. They outplayed us. Appreciate that, Burke. They outplayed us for sure, man. They deserved this game more than we did for sure. They came ready. They came with the urgency. Cade, tough game for Cade, man. Tough game. These are the learning lessons he's gonna take with him into next season. He's had an incredible year. It's just really unfortunate that what's going to be highlighted for him in large part is this game.
Well, because
when we look back at the season,
step up. It's what you and again, Cade is young. He's not Donovan Mitchell age. He's not James Harden age. He's done more than a lot of guards have done and point guards have done for their teams at this age. Absolutely. But he was an MVP conversation at one point in this season.
Yep.
He was an all-star. There's debates about him being the best point guard. I still believe he is in terms of two-way play. But this is when it matters the most. And to have 5 of 16 and only 5 assists is not Cade Cunningham game.
Yeah, just not aggressive enough.
It's not.
Too many 3 balls. Like not trying to get to the hoop enough. I thought he made it a little bit too easy for them defensively. First play out of halftime was a Cade, coming off a curl off ball 3. Like it's just that's not what you want from me. Try to get something to the hoop, try to get something on the glass. So it just try to get some more points in the paint, which they didn't really have a lot of tonight. So yeah, it just was a bad. It just didn't feel like a Pistons game at all.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like a Pistons flow at all. Pistons identity at all. It just felt like the Pistons just weren't locked in. Like they weren't committed and locked in. I know JB said, I just saw a postgame. He said he didn't question the effort. I am, bro. I'm sorry. When you
Yeah.
lose every statistical category, bro, and I
Absolutely.
understand he's coach. He's not going to throw his guys under the bus after the season's over,
Which is commendable. 'cause we've
which I
seen coaches
understand.
do it. Yes. Yeah.
But I have a totally different view on that. I do feel like the effort wasn't what it needed to be to win a game 7.
Mhm.
To win a game 7, they want to win too. They don't want to necessarily lay down, right? So
Yes.
to lose, whenever I see us losing every category in areas where we want to win in order to win games, yeah, something's off. Something's not right there. So yeah, I'll leave it there on Cade, boss. Let's check some quick comments. BC says nobody's buying that.
It was
I wouldn't be
awful.
against Tyler Hero. I'm not a Tyler Hero fan. He don't play enough defense for me
No.
organic.
I
That's kind of
think
why we
Duncan's
don't want
better than Tyler
marketing.
Hero. I know people like Tyler Hero, but he's playing as a point guard. We have a point guard. No matter how angry you guys are with Cade, we have a point guard.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero isn't going to be a better second option than Duncan Robinson, I believe. So there's just no reason to get him. Like if we're going to get someone, we need to upgrade from that position.
Yeah. We just gotta get more two-way guys. We gotta get more
Yeah.
two-way guys who can score.
Honestly,
and
Duncan
defend.
Robinson, again, I give my props really only to Jenkins and LeVert tonight, but Duncan Robinson did have in timely moments had a lot of effort he gave. I remember his defensive plays is what I'm saying.
He was solid off the bench. I think that's a great role for him if he's here next year. I think that'll be that was the role he was supposed to be in this year before Jaden got hurt and he had to sit out longer when he had the injury before the season started. So I think him, if he wants to return, in a reasonable contract in the role he was supposed to be in this year, I'm not totally against that, but I do think that's where he's best for this team and at this phase of his career. I think that's where he's best is off the bench. So yeah, we'll leave it there on him. What's up?
Davion Mitchell is Tyler Hero's backup. I don't know where you've been. Davion Mitchell is not a starter. Tyler Hero is the Miami point guard.
Oh, Tyler's a point guard?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not saying he's not, but Tyler is.
Yeah. Duncan off the bench is fun. Yeah, that's where I'm at, bro. Yeah, that's the move, I think.
And I agree. I think bringing Tyler Hero is just a reiteration. Like, if just aim higher is where I'm at. Like, if you want Duncan Robinson off the bench, then you need to aim higher for that position at a 2, and it's not Tyler Hero.
Right. Exactly. All right, man. Let's see, boss. Actually, wait. Duncan's already in the contract, so let's see. He's in the final year of his deal. This is the final. Well, the thing is, he is on a 3-year deal, but it's a team option after this season. So we don't have to bring him back if we don't want to. So it's not like he's just tied with us after this season unless we trade him. It's a team option, right, for the next couple years. So that's the luxury the Pistons have. But once again, I don't think he was a problem in this game. I thought off the bench he was right where he should be. But back to Cade though. Not a great game, boss. Let's go now to Daniss Jenkins in this game and see how he played in this game. Daniss Jenkins, guys, finished with 17 points on 4-12 shooting, 2 of 7 from 3, 7 for 8 from the line, 3 boards, 5 assists, 1 turnover in 34 minutes. What'd you see from Jenkins in this game?
Yeah, not the problem at all. Had the first 5 points, was the only one that I saw a lot of aggressiveness from, a lot of eagerness. 4 of 12 is rough, but at least he tried. He had effort out there. He played defense well, 2 of 7 from 3. He had our most threes as a starter, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He had the most free throws for us and paid off there. One turnover is huge in a game like this. He had a lot of fire and energy. He was our leading scorer. I think him having 17 and 5 and Cade having 13 and 5 is a huge story because Daniss, we know what he can do. And this is absolutely like a 17 and 5 is a fantastic game from Daniss. It's what we expect from him. It's what we wanted from him. Daniss Jenkins delivered tonight. Yes, his field goal percentage was off. His efficiency was off. But 17 and 5 from your number 2, we commend Duncan on getting 15 in that position. So 17 and 5 from your number 2 is great.
Yep.
Daniss Jenkins is not the problem tonight, and that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at with that. And I said he had the first 5 points of the game. He was aggressive. I appreciate his aggressiveness. He played good defense, his minutes. He didn't come in for a while. We didn't see him till like the end of the second, after we saw him in the first. But Daniss, basically my notes on him tonight is just that he wasn't the problem. 17-5 is just fine. 4 of 12 is rough, but he got the free throw line, made those. 17-5 and 1 turnover. It's just fine with me.
Yep. Mark says 30 odd likes, over 100 watching. Let's go out big. Yeah, get them likes up, y'all, for sure. We appreciate y'all coming and watching, man. But help us out. Hit that like button for sure. Appreciate you, Mark.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, like to me, it's what I said last game. He needs, as currently constructed, as this roster is currently constructed, I think he should be starting with Cade next year. At the 1, at the 2, however you figure it out, I think Richard, I agree. He was the only one that looked really engaged on both sides early, for sure. He was in nice rhythm, nice rhythm, good confidence. Yeah, welcome to the starting group. Exactly. For sure. He needs to start with Cade, man. He makes the game easier for Cade, for sure. A lot less double teams were coming to Cade as opposed to having Duncan there, which is just how it is. And when they did double Cade, he was making them pay. It wasn't just off the catch, getting up shots. He was making secondary plays, right? So he made them pay. It seemed like he came into this game on a mission to tell the Cavs, if we double Cade, I'm going to make you pay. Yeah. That was the aggression that he had in this game, and that's something that the Pistons are going to need next year, right? Regardless of who his backcourt mate is, as of right now, I think it should be him. I think the sample size we have is enough to tell us that. It just works better for Cade. But I liked what I saw. Defensively, he was a dog, as he always is. He took care of the basketball, boss, which is one of my favorite things about him. 5-to-1 ratio, turnover or assist turnover. That's great. I'll take it every time. And he's fearless. He's fearless, man. For him to be playing the way he's playing already, first playoff run is very impressive. So with an offseason next to Cade, the way JD and Cade always go in the offseason and work together, I think Daniss and Cade together and with a full offseason to get acclimated as a starting backcourt, if that's who we have going into next year, I think that's a good sign for the Pistons. And I think those two will be a nice duo in the backcourt if this roster stays as currently constructed as far as our guards. So, yeah, he wasn't the problem at all. He was not the problem at all in this game. I thought he played really, really well, and he brought it. So, yeah, he had a good mindset coming into the game, bro. Yeah, we always say, Devin, what we all say, Devin? We say what? Make them call the first time out, right? That was the mindset. He brings that every single game.
True.
Every single game, he's ready to punch you in the mouth and set the tone out the gate. So I love that guy. He's a really good basketball player, man. And for him to be this young is crazy. So I agree, Devin, for sure. Let's get to Clifton's super chat. Clifton says, we lost at the first sub. Yep. Should have matched their double bigs with Duren, Reed, LeVert, Duncan, and Cade lineup. Yep. That was what I was saying, Clifton. I just felt it was too offensive oriented after that first sub right there. Yeah. It was too many offensive rebounds, too offensive oriented, too many ball handlers in the court. Yeah, I think that's kind of because that's when the league kind of got broken open. That's when they took that double-digit lead, was at that point when I felt they kind of went a little bit too heavy offensively and not enough defensively. And to me, that was a difference in the game. So, Clifton, yeah, I saw it the same way you saw it, bro. Yeah, boss, anything else on Daniss? You're on mute.
He was not the reason at all for our loss tonight.
Yeah.
The slightest.
Yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. Let's go to Ausar, Tasmanian, backbone of the defense. Thompson in this game, guys. Ausar finished with 5 points on 2 for 7 shooting overall. 1 of 2 from 3, 0 of 2 from the free throw line, 7 boards, no assists, 1 turnover, 2 blocks. Even his stocks weren't even really at the level we're used to seeing. I mean, I'm not going to understate or undermine 2 stocks. That's good for 90% of the league. But we're used to seeing him getting, especially if he's not scoring a ton of points, we're expecting him to have between, I believe, like 4 or 5 stocks a game. Because that's what he's giving us consistently. So even as far as his own defense, it wasn't even to the level we're used to seeing. Across the board, it just wasn't really a great game for anybody. But yeah, in 29 minutes, boss, what'd you see from Ausar Thompson?
Yeah, his 2 blocks came early. There was a block on Allen from behind in the first, and the block on Mitchell in the mid-range of the second, already when they kind of took off from us. I'm not even going to get angry about his points because he matched Tobias Harris. He was 2 less than Jalen Duren. Like, in a game that we really just lacked offense, he wasn't the worst out there, honestly, with 5 points. The boards are crazy. To have the second most behind our starting center is huge to the block. So, the 2 of 7 is a little bit rough. He's been a little bit more efficient in terms of finishing at the rim and things like that. The 1 of 2 threes were nice. He hit a really nice 3, and again, it went kind of just unnoticed and wasted on a game like this one. I'm not this Ausar stat is, not something I'm mad about because he showed up on the boards, he showed up on defense. Offense is something that I think will improve with time, especially we saw him hit that 3. We've seen him have good offensive games. Like, again, I'm not thrilled about 5 points offensively, but the fact that he was able to make it up in a lot of other ways where guys haven't. Again, I'm only, I said Jenkins and LeVert are kind of going to get no hate from me tonight, but I would say Ausar's a close third in that because when you're 2 of 7, it's a little bit but he did his defensive due diligence. He was out there as a defender and he did a good job. I think that 28 minutes for Ausar in a game 7 is too low.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
A-Diz said 1989 Pistons took Jack McCloskey 8 years to win the championship. 2004 Pistons took Joe Dumars 5 years to win the championship. And some of y'all are going at Trajan Langdon after year 2. You're already at the Eastern Conference Finals or near. Like it doesn't happen overnight, man.
But it's the NBA and this time too. They're so quick to turnover with so many things. It's that immediate gratification because money isn't a factor anymore. You can pay a guy $100 million as a coach and then fire him the next season. Yeah. And for our benefit, that worked for us. But another reason, silly to give up on that right now.
For sure. Yeah. It just don't work that way. It's not instant made like that. It's never like that. Yeah. Especially when you're trying to build something that can sustain, like Jack McCloskey did, which why the Pistons went to the Eastern Conference Finals 5 times. Like Joe D did, took his time, which is why the Pistons once again went to the Conference Finals 6 straight times. So it takes time, not just to get there, but to stay there every year. It takes time to build that. Yeah. Phantom of Darkness says, sign time her in the offseason. I like his shooting touch. Shout out to Tom, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know, Tom, I just disagree with that. But Tom, can you play defense? Where are those highlights?
Right. Yeah. I want to see you clamp somebody up, bro.
Defensive tape, Tom. And then we're
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me see that. Let me see the highlight reel, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Yeah, Ausar he tried. They just all seemed out of rhythm. They just all seemed out of sync. It was the offensive foul he had. It seemed like mentally he wasn't as locked into the game as he usually is. It was just tough. It was tough, man, across the board. He had a couple nice plays. He had the nice weak side block on Jarrett Allen when JD came over to help. That was nice. That was cool to see because we saw earlier this season when Ausar didn't switch on JD's guy and then JD started barking at him and Ausar kind of going at it. That kind of stuff manifests itself in a positive way when in a game like this, you see Ausar make the correction and come right over and help the helper. Stuff like that was nice to see. Ausar was just sort of not good. He was just kind of like, This is
what you were saying earlier too, Deuce.
Yeah. It's
true. It's kind of it was a little bit of a turning point because they had to take AT out because JB didn't want him to foul. We needed him all game in game 7 is kind of where that was coming from. But he brought in offense, which should have produced. And I get it. We're a defensive team. I think he should have made the road. I think he should have tried. I'm not mad at the offensive immediately, but then when it wasn't working, then you adjust to defense. But he made that's when he brought in another guard for offense, and it did not work.
Like right there, I would have loved to see Ron. We were talking about early in the series how when you got to go from Ausar to Ron, it's like, dang, you got to go from him to him.
Those are the backups.
So in that situation, that's why I'm just like, where's he at? Like for somebody earlier said in the games 1 and 2, he didn't do a lot. Yes, he did defensively, did around Holland. He was great guarding Donovan Mitchell. He was great guarding Schroeder. He was great guarding James Harden. So to say he didn't do anything the first 2 games is not the case. It didn't show up on the stat sheet, but he made those guys work for everything. And that was what I thought was missing when Ausar went out and they tried to go more offensive oriented with the guards. And I feel that's kind of when the rope kind of got let go. So, it's hindsight now. It was disappointing. I just would like to see this team go down swinging with their defense. Like, just go down swinging. Go down swinging with what you've done all year, bro. Like, this is who we are. We gonna stand on this. We gonna fall on the sword of defense. If we lose, cool. But we gonna lose the way we got here. So, it is what it is. But yeah, Ausar, he had an ant game in me. Yeah, solid. All right, man. Let's keep pushing, guys. Let's go to Tobias Harris in this game, guys. Tobias Harris finished with 5 points, 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 5 for 6 from the line, 5 boards, 2 assists, 1 turnover, and 2 stocks in 23 minutes. What'd you see from Tobias in this game, boss?
Oh, man. I said it in the live. It's hard that in this game, Tobias was awful. But it's really just hard to criticize him, so I won't, because the reason we were in a Game 7 against the Cavaliers in the second round is because of Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris absolutely helped carry us through the first round. He helped carry us through the first 3-4 games of this series. He had a little bit of fall off. And the whole first round, people were saying we shouldn't have to rely on Tobias Harris. I agree. But then in moments that we couldn't rely on Tobias Harris, no one stepped up. So did Tobias Harris have a good game tonight? No, but I can't say much else about it because Tobias Harris got us to this game. Yeah,
we like.
That's just kind of where I'm at, and I know we usually take it game by game. We try to be objective, and I'm saying to you guys right now, he did not have a good game tonight. He had a poke away. He had a couple of steals. He got to the foul line a lot early. I mean, again, he had 5 points because he didn't score any field goals. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line. All of his points were free throws, not good enough. When we were forced to kind of play in the half court, not good enough. But I personally cannot speak too much more on Tobias Harris in a negative light because the Pistons made it to a 7-game second-round series against the Cavaliers because of Tobias Harris. And you can argue Cade Cunningham, too, got us here. But Tobias Harris really carried this team on his back in this postseason. It could have, if he didn't do what he did in round 1, we wouldn't be here tonight. We're sad tonight, but we could have been sad much earlier.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he's been the number 2 since pretty much like game 3 of game 2 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody expected him coming into the playoffs that he would have been our consistent number 2. If that's the case, something's wrong. Right? So, like Boss said, we're probably we're not advancing to the second round without Tobias Harris and what he gave us. JD had a tough series. We all thought JD was going to have a much better series in the first round. Didn't happen. We all thought second round he'd have a much better series. Didn't happen. So to consistently have to go back to your third guy and tell him you got to be number 2. You got to do it every night. That's hard, especially for Tobias Harris. He's not 20 years old. He's not old. He's like 33, but he's not getting any younger. So to ask him to do that consistently is, if he looks bad, it's because he's put out of position. He's put in a position he shouldn't be in.
Right.
So that's why I can't even really blame him. I'm not gonna blame him for us losing the series, anything like that. You can't ask him to do what he was asked to do, and nobody thought he'd be asked to do that. So I'm not gonna blame him for the series. He had a bad game. He had a bad couple of games, and we acknowledge that for sure. But still, he should be allowed to have a bad game here and there, and we still get a win because we have other guys ahead of him in the pecking order who are the options we look to. It's just highlighted and magnified when those guys aren't there.
He carried guys like Jenkins who couldn't get it going in the first series. He carried guys like LeVert who couldn't get it going in the first series. He carried guys that we need on offense to be able to win. And tonight, especially with us not being able to get those fast break points, especially like Tobias Harris's half-court game would have become very useful. We could have seen it. But unfortunately, again, like you said, like we just I don't know. I can't say anything bad about Unk because he's been the best, I would say, of everybody encapsulated in this whole postseason. He's number 1 for me.
Yeah, he's the most consistent. For sure.
Paul's number 2.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Ausar Thompson number 3 and Cade's number 4.
I think that's fair. No, I think that's fair. Fair. I want to give Cade credit because I think and I'm not saying you're not, but I know Cade was leading. He's got the highest points per game average in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he's asked to do a lot for this team, but that still doesn't negate or excuse the high turnover games, the lackadaisical play, and then game 7, not really much different, from what we've seen in this. So yeah, like there's room for him for sure. So I think 3 or 4, like where you had him, is
the only reason Cade is number 4 over Ausar is because Ausar also, like, Cade led the playoffs in points per game, but Ausar led the playoffs in stocks over Wemby. Over McDaniel.
He has some 7 stock games and stuff, crazy stuff.
He led the offseason in stocks. So, and he did what he was asked to do. And again, I think, like you brought up, that's why Cade's number 4 for me, only because Ausar did all that while still giving us games where he was getting us double-digit scores and being top 2 in rebounds and playing impressive defense, whether it showed up on the box score or not. And that's just kind of where I'm at. And I'm not trying to take away from Cade at all, because like you said, he had some major performances, especially in the first round. But the turnovers and the lackadaisical play and a little bit of slow effort didn't, that's why he's number 4 for me. And maybe if his lung didn't collapse, I don't know how much that's still crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But for me, I go to Tobias. Who did I say? Tobias, and then
you said Tobias, B-Ball Paul.
Oh yeah, B-Ball Paul, and then Ausar. I was like, who did I put at second? Because B-Ball Paul had a rough night, which we'll get to him as well. But again, when he got minutes on the court, it was nothing short of awesome. So
yeah. So I'm not gonna overreact to this game with Tobias. When I look at the totality of the playoffs, he's been great. I don't want anybody to have a short memory when it comes to Tobias Harris, to being able to play in a game 7 in the second round, because we're not here even having this conversation, having this show, talking about this if not for Tobias Harris, man. He was super consistent for us. He had to do everything I believe he deserves. I felt okay. He had a lot. Like there's still some things, regardless of all that he still needs to clean up this offseason going into next year. But he does need some more help as far as just having more guys who can just help him. I think Daniss will be one of those guys, and I think maybe one more guy, Trey Murphy, can be a guy who can really help him this offseason, going into next season and beyond. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, boss, Tobias, I have no issues. I'm not gonna put this on him. He should have been able to have this kind of game. We still win. I'm sorry, with the way we play, I think we still should have had a chance to win this game despite him not playing great. So I mean, not 0, 0 for 6 isn't good at all, right? But for him, he shouldn't need to put up a 20 ball in game 7 for us. We shouldn't need that from him in this game. So we'll leave it there, guys, for him. Let's go now to JD, boss. Jalen Duren in this game, guys, finished with 7 points, 3 of 7 shooting, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 9 boards, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, no steals, 1 block, 26 minutes. So 3 of our starters didn't play 30 minutes in this game. I think that's very telling.
Talking about Duren?
Yeah.
I have 2 blocks for him on NBA.
You got 2? Okay, I got 1. So we'll go with 2.
We'll give him the, he attacked Allen aggressively to get the basket early. 26 minutes. What?
Yeah.
26 minutes is most confusing to me. I mean, we did play Paul Reed. We did play Stu. I don't know. 3 of 7 is bad. He had glimpses again tonight. The 9 rebounds, I'll give him credit for, absolutely. But unfortunately, he did have the most rebounds on our team. And Evan Mobley had 12. Jared Allen had 7. So he was second most in the game. Just like Cade, just like not a game 7 Duren we needed. This wasn't game 7. This wasn't the game 7 Duren. Like, give me last game's stat line and you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not game 7 worthy for me in the slightest.
Yeah, this is a game.
3 turnovers too. Ugh.
This is a game where you need your stars to lead, right? And they just didn't tonight, right?
Absolutely.
Like Cade and JD guys had a combined 20 points between the two of them. They shot 8 for 23 from the field combined. You know, in the game 7, you need your stars to lead you, and they just weren't able to do that tonight for whatever reason. It just wasn't there. JD was 7 points, bro. Like 7, you should have 7 field goal attempts. You should at least have 5 field goal attempts off of offensive putbacks, offensive rebounds. Just once again, we said it before. Before last game, it looked like he would just show flashes, where he would just make a great play, body Allen, body Mobley, easy dunk, easy layup, and then he's gone. And you don't see it for the rest of the game. Or you see it once a quarter, once every 2 quarters. And then last game he was great, and then he was right back to the same thing we saw tonight. It was just, once again, he just didn't play with force. I don't feel like he played with force. The way I saw Jared Allen dunking at the rim over and over again at will was something I expected JD to be doing in this game. And Jared Allen was the one who was more imposing his will, and he was the one more physical. JD was showing a time or two, once again, just like he had Mobley looking silly a few plays ago when he spun off him and Mobley was falling over. Same thing now with Jared Allen on individual plays. He spun off him again. Allen fell to the floor trying to leverage his body. He leveraged too hard. He put all his weight on the JD because JD's so strong and heavy. JD spun off and he fell over.
Right.
Individual plays. It just wasn't when you can do that kind of stuff and you only have 7 shot attempts. If you're that imposing and dominant, why do you have 7 shots?
I'm sorry.
Our stars just didn't lead. Yeah, Duren had at least 2 possessions where it's
funny to me because I spent the whole weekend with one of my old nanny kids. Love him. He's 5. I got to be a soccer mom. He played soccer. His defense was kicking the ball out of bounds. That's how it felt like to me. It just reminded me of like he would play defense and he would deny shots by just kicking it out of bounds.
Terrible, man.
The
Organics said Deuce is such a loss for you. Yeah, you said it, bro. I was just like, exactly. I didn't know what to say, bro. I didn't know what to say, man. It was, and during the live watch party, guys, I my apologies for going mute on y'all. I was just trying to process what I was seeing. It was unbelievable for me to see across the board. Like it was pretty much everybody. It was pretty much everybody who plays subpar to their standard. And for everybody to do that at home in a game 7, which you've worked for all year to get to, and to go out like that I didn't have any words. It was just like, where's the pride, man? Where's the pride? You know, where's the pride? But yeah, I was disappointed in JD's game. You know, I just didn't see enough of what I've seen all year. One thing we did learn, a lot of people, I won't say us, but a lot of people were saying, I don't think either of us said this, boss, but a lot of people felt like he was good enough at this point at 22 to be the consistent number 2. I never really felt that way.
Yeah.
I still don't think if we're a championship team, I don't think JD's the consistent number 2. I don't think he's there yet. I think he can be a third guy. Like, you know, you got SGA and then you got Jalen Williams and then you got Chet. Like, I think he's that. I think JD is more that, like the third guy, right? But, you know, I think it's okay. Like, he's 22 years old. He's 22. So it's not even like it's a knock on him. I just think it's something we learned yet in the playoffs. We just saw, you know, he's got some ways to go to be able to get to a point where he can be that. He's just not there yet. So that's one of the biggest takeaways this playoff run.
I think it's just frustrating because we came into the playoffs and I was just saying how despite my criticism about JD, which some of you are pointing out in the comments, like despite it, I thought that JD was the best center in the East, in front of Cat, in front of Bam, in front of these guys. And then he goes to the playoffs and does this. And especially after the last game, we saw it. And again, we saw glimpses of it tonight. But it's like,
yeah,
people were saying in the regular season, guys, when Cade was out with it to finish the season, when Cade was out with his lung, people were commending JD on how he stepped up to help carry this team. And when we were just saying, when Tobias is having an off game, when Cade is having an off game, you can't all have off games. Someone's got
at the same time.
And JD showed us that in the regular season. It was completely absent in the off season, and it's just frustrating. Guys, he's not a guy like so many people like trade Duren, get rid of him. I'm not there yet. He's a fantastic player who is still so young and can do so much, and he's grown from year to year. The playoff stuff is concerning, but I don't think he has a future like a James Harden where it's all tough. Like, yeah, James Harden just made it to the conference final for the first time since 2018, but with 9 points. Like, he was still Game 7 Harden, which is even harder for this to swallow. But like Duren, that's not the career path I have for Duren. It's just he needs to figure out, I don't know, whatever mental aspect there is that's blocking him from the postseason is tough. But he was a big reason why we got to 60 wins this season for sure, and why we finished the season proving the doubters wrong. People being like, Pistons are gonna, Cavs are gonna surpass the Pistons because Cade Cunningham's out. Well, a big reason why we didn't fall was because of JD. Like, he was a big reason for where we were positioned coming into the postseason as well. But it's just tough when you're begging him to just, someone said he had two of 14 games this postseason. He played well, and that's basically what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about it before too. It's like in the regular season, when teams are making adjustments to you game to game, it's a lot easier to be able to get away with, the 1, 2, or 3 things that you're good at on a game-to-game basis. But when you're seeing that same team and they're watching film and they're breaking it down, they're figuring out what you're good at and what you're bad at. In the playoffs, teams take away what you're best at. They at least try to take away what you're best at. So having a counter or a counter to that counter is how you're going to be able to get through a series and still be consistent. And I don't think he's just gotten to that point yet offensively to where he can make that counter yet. It's like, if this isn't working, kind of thing, Right. And that's like, once again, he's 22. So it's not like we should be expecting him to be this polished, complete player yet. It's just, once again, something we've noticed in this playoff run. And now we know for sure he's not quite ready to be number 2 yet. And that's fine. But now we know. We know. Let's get to we got a super chat here from Dennis. What's up, Dennis? Dennis says, I'm sad, but the talent is there and their future is bright. In my opinion, they need a battle-tested vet on the bench, someone who has survived a deep playoff wins and losses to anchor this young lineup through nights like tonight.
So Westbrook.
No. He said survived deep playoff runs. Oh, man. Yeah, we definitely don't need that.
I don't want him anywhere near this team, but I love him so much. I just want him off the Kings. Russ, go somewhere. Do something. Finish your career strong.
The free throw differential tonight, quickly in this game, guys, was the Pistons shot 29 and the Cavs shot 44. So 15 more free throws.
Much overall. It's not the differential for me. It's just way too many free throws. And again, you can't even fall on. I don't want to talk about the different, like the free throw differentials, because guess what? If that was tied, we'd still lose by 16 points.
Yeah, more. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't even be half. It wouldn't even cut it in half. So, and we've said that we've seen this kind of disparity all year, and we still win. We still it's like playing against the other team and the refs. We still often won because of us playing our style. Mr. Westbrook is the best. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Hey,
yeah, that's not the move.
Nuggets would have made it farther this postseason, I think, if they had him. But that's the Nuggies. That's not the Pistons.
Lakita says, I'm not going to lie, I felt bad for you, Deuce. I see how much you love the Pistons. Yeah, bro, it was tough during the game.
Of course. It was
hard.
You guys, too. We're sad.
Bro.
We're sad, guys.
I needed my poke stick.
And the
most disgusting
thing is the fact that the Knicks or the Cavs are going to the finals. That's what's disgusting to me. But the bright side, guys, these team's not getting the trophy.
No, bro, it's the Spurs or OKC. That's the championship.
It would have been fun for the Pistons to get there, but even them, I'm like,
I wasn't expecting to honestly. Well, that's a whole other conversation.
Whole other story. Again, I talked about last game how the top 3 teams in the league are defensive based. OKC, Spurs, Pistons. You know who's not in there? Knicks and Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. The exciting part, guys. We get to see them one of those teams lose in the finals.
Right. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Demon says, one quality shot creator playmaker plus great D that relies on transition offense equals great regular season team, not built to contend. First game, we couldn't turn them over at a high level. We couldn't hang. We need another legit scorer. Clearly. Yeah. And we talked about that too. Like the fact that this team is incomplete. We know it's not a complete roster yet, and they still were able to win 60 games. Just tells you that they all played hard. Duncan Robinson, not a good defender. He played hard. Tobias Harris, not a good defender. He played hard. But when you get to the playoffs, you start playing better quality rosters over and over and over again. And so sometimes you need more than just the will. You need the skill to be able to play defense and to be a two-way player. So we understand that. But it tells you that because those guys are playing in the regular season and the playoffs. Like we lost in the semifinals, but we won 60 games with those same guys because they just all brought it every game. So they deserve credit for that. But you're right. The roster is not complete. And that's why we're looking ahead. Now that the season's over, we can look ahead now and talk about have those conversations because it's not like the Pistons don't understand what we're saying. It's not like Trajan Langdon doesn't understand that Cade needs help. Like if we see it, we know that he sees it. He literally said this was an evaluation year. So if he's saying that, he's watching. He's paying attention. So I just don't want anybody to be fearful of the fact that we're not going to make a move because I think it's clear now, if it is to us, the man that's in charge, the president that has all these guys contract on his board and is paying attention to all this stuff, he knows too. So now we just got to let him cook. That's what it comes down to. But him and your points are taken, bro. 100%. I 100% agree with you there for sure. Appreciate you, man. Boss, let's get to some reserves.
Okay.
And then we can call it a night and then talk about off-season stuff or whatever y'all want to get to, whatever it ain't too late. Boss, let's go to let's see. Let's go to Caris LeVert first, boss. Caris LeVert in this game finished with 11 points, 3-5 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3, 3-4 from the line, 2 boards, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 17 minutes. Good stuff from Caris LeVert. What'd you see?
I'm sticking that Caris LeVert showed up and the Pistons haven't been able to pull it together and give him the benefit of the doubt. Again, Caris, Daniss, Ausar number 3. Those are the guys that I cannot blame at all for this loss. Caris absolutely showed out. He had 1 turnover. I remember it. He over dribbled a little bit, but at the same time, we saw Cade do he over dribbled a little bit, but he's been able to connect and get it done too. He had a poke away early that Duren collected to get it up to him for the bucket. He had a corner 3 and hustled back down the court to deny Mitchell. Like he was hustled tonight. He had heart tonight. I appreciate that from him immensely. Caris is someone I'm not sure what will come of him. The way he played in the postseason, I'm okay with him sticking around. I think he has 1 more year in his contract. He's also someone one of my first choices that I would package with someone to get somebody. So I don't know what's to come with Caris. Honestly, the way he presented himself in the postseason makes him a better package asset. So that's kind of where I'm at with him. I don't see him continuing with us next season, but I want to say to him that we couldn't have done what we did in this series specifically without him. We talked about Tobias in the first series. Caris showed up for the Pistons.
100%.
What people were asking for of Caris LeVert all season. He showed up for us in the playoffs, which is exactly what him and JB talked about going into the postseason, why he was here. He showed up. Yep. Thank you, Caris. That's kind of where I'm at. This loss is not on him. Tonight's loss, not on him.
No, it's not.
The loss a few games ago, absolutely not on him.
Regardless of how you guys feel about him going forward, and I think we can have those conversations as well. I think those are fair. Based on what we thought we were going to get, I think that's fair. I thought coming into the season, Caris LeVert was going to be. I don't understand that comment at all. We love Tolu Smith.
I mean, either. Richard, just explain it real quick because I'm curious.
Yeah. I thought Caris LeVert was going to be a guard, a combo guard who's a consistent scorer and playmaker, facilitator. Like a lot of what Daniss is doing, I thought is what Caris was going to be doing. He wasn't able to provide that playmaking for us, but his defense was solid all year. His defense was a pleasant surprise for me at the level that he brought it, as far as being able to turn guys over and create offense off of his defense. Things that I love Ron Holland doing, stuff like that, right? Javonte and stuff like that. He did a lot of that, and that was surprising. It was tough because it wasn't consistent for us this year. You know, whether he was dealing with injuries and he wasn't available, or, you know, he was dealing with the vertigo earlier this year. Just a lot of things just didn't work out for him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not mad at how he played this season because, once again, y'all know me. It's always defense for me first. If you're bringing that, that's why I don't get mad at Ausar too often when he doesn't score a ton of points, because it's always defense first. So I felt defensively this season, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. I'm happy with his defense. Offense, not so much because it wasn't consistent, but he was okay. He was okay in this series. I think it's crazy because as I'm watching the games, I'm like, man, where's Caris LeVert? Wait, what did I just say? Like, but that's how it was. Like, did I just say that? Like, where's Caris LeVert? Why isn't he playing more? But that's how I felt, because he was one of the few that was consistently playing really good defense on the perimeter. So yeah, I thought this whole playoff run, he was solid. So I don't really have any complaints with him. Offense could have been better. Over dribbling at times. We talk about that. Just getting stuck with the ball. But he wasn't the only one, but he kind of has done that all year. Unfortunately, he got better second half of the year, but that's kind of been the thing with him all year. But defensively, I'm not mad, so I can't even really complain that much with him.
Exactly. And that's kind of where we're at, guys. And look, I'm tired. Deuce is tired. We're all tired. I want this day to end. We're definitely going to talk about off-season moves. Maybe not today. We'll talk about what we're proud of this season for sure. We'll compliment this season, because I know we have a lot of feelings, and even I just said what I would do with LeVert and what I wouldn't. But for now, I just really appreciate Caris playing with that urgency and effort that a lot of guys were missing tonight and throughout the series. He really delivered.
Yep, for sure. For sure. I'm with you too. I thought that was going to be what we're getting. Like, I was more excited about him coming here than Duncan Robinson coming here, right?
I love
the two-way ability.
I love Cavalier Caris, honestly.
Yeah. I'm sick, man. We're not even going to get a chance to play the Knicks. We're not even going to get a chance to. They're going to have home court now.
I don't care. Let them, whatever. Just the Knicks, again, they're going to lose in the finals. They're going to have to blow it up anyways. Their window's coming to an end. Ours is just beginning. We've exceeded expectations. I'm sick because it's like, you know, it would have been fun to play them, but at the same time, like, they had the Hawks and then a good defensive team-ish, a couple good defensive players, not a defensive culture.
Yeah.
Sixers had no defense, so they swept them. I'll be curious to see what happens with Knicks Cavs.
Yeah. So I didn't mean to go off track, but yeah, just thought about that. Guys, let's go to Marcus Sasser in this game. Marcus Sasser, guys, finished with 9 points on 3 of 12 shooting, 3 of 9 from 3, 2 boards, 1 assist, no turnovers, and a steal in 23 minutes. What'd you see from Sass in this game?
Yeah, I liked Sass being in. I like that he came in early. He did get a big 3 eventually. He had a steal. He had some good minutes, 9-2. I mean, he scored more than 3 of our starters. So it's hard because here we are complaining like we need more defense than offense. But he literally scored more than 3 of our starters. I'm so sick of them right now. Sick. Like Michael said, 29% from our starters is disgusting. Yep. 2 rebounds, bro. That's nuts. That's more than Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart had 0 rebounds in this game. But anyways.
6 minutes, though. It's
yeah,
tough.
I know. But a steal and assist, 3 of 12 is yucky. All 3 were 3-pointers, but 3 of 9 is yucky. No turnovers. I'll give him that because he was a ball handler at points. Both of his rebounds were offensive, so I appreciate that from you as well, Marcus. I understand why he was played early for as many minutes as he was played because of the Game 6 explosion, and because I did have faith in him. He did hit a big 3 in the first, so he was hot. LeVert, Sass, and Duncan all scored in the first quarter. So I get why they were in, but it was just more of like, what do we do going forward? Sass is just another guy I don't blame this loss on, honestly. Like 3 of 12 is tough, but coach called on him to play 23 minutes and he got his shots up, which as a shooter he's supposed to do. They just didn't drop necessarily, but he had the third most points off the bench. So he did what he was asked to do slightly. I don't know. It's hard just because it's hard for me because, like you said, Deuce, like it's not a lineup we've seen a lot. He hasn't gotten a lot of minutes. He showed up big for us in Game 6, so I understand why his minutes were there early, but I don't understand why he was in later necessarily, or at least who he was in with. I don't understand the Caris, Sass, Duncan, Cade lineup. That one I don't get. I understand Sass with LeVert. I understand Duncan with LeVert. I don't understand Sass with Dunk. But then to throw in, like, I don't understand that. But I think Sass did what he was supposed to do, which was get up shots. And they just weren't falling. But
that's where I'm at too.
That's kind of where I'm at with Sass.
That's where I'm at too. Like it's
and Sass, guys, I'm sorry, but I have to say real quick, like, Sass is someone that I think will be packaged. We've had him for 3 years now, right?
Yep.
I don't think 3 seasons, third season.
This is his
third
season. Yeah.
Yeah. Same as Ausar. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're drafted the same year. Sass deserves to go. Sass deserves a career. He deserves an NBA career where he can shine. And right now, the lineups that we have, and I think the people that we have that I would like to retain, Sass. I want to retain Sass, but I think he would. First of all, the way he's shown up in Pistons games, I think he is a good trade asset for us. I'm not going to get too much in offseason stuff, but I just have to say thank you to Marcus Sasser because I don't know if this was the last game we'll see from him, but I have a feeling it is as a Piston. I love his game, his handles, his three-point shooting, the way he, pokes the ball away and gets steals. I'm a big fan of Marcus Sasser, and this playoff run isn't on him at all. And he showed up and he played with effort when he was called upon. So I can give him that. I think he had four shots less than Cade and less minutes. And I just want to say that just shows me that he understood his assignment. And unfortunately, tonight was not a night that he was connecting on most of them. But he did have big threes and he did have big plays in this game. And he did play with intention tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I feel for him because I feel like he's going to get more blame than he should. But I just don't feel like he was put in position to be successful.
Agreed.
In this game, we were talking about that during the game. I didn't like that 4 out, 1 in, with one big when Stewart was the only big. Like that was when we just couldn't get any. We couldn't get any boards. We couldn't get any stops.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know some of you in the chat were saying they only have one big in the game too. It's like, yeah, but still, if we're getting out rebounded, we got to go up more size. We're not just gonna magically just start grabbing boards just because we're matching up with them. We got to make them play to our style now. Put 2 bigs in there and start getting some boards. So that lineup was not enough defense. It's just not enough defense in a game 7 when you're a defensive team and you're trying to get stops. Like we're not gonna outscore the Cavs in the half court. We're not gonna outscore them. Period. They have more firepower. So I feel like that lineup wasn't fair to him, but since he was in and he wasn't making shots, I feel like he's going to be the one that gets looked at. And I don't think that's fair to him. He was great in Game 6, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was saying before, I don't think that's a consistent diet you can go to with that lineup. And I think it kind of manifested itself tonight. He said Sasser too inconsistent in his opportunities to still be on this roster. Unfortunately, I'm with Boss on that because just going back to what Trajan has said from the beginning of what he wants, right? And that is not taken away from Sass, who he is as a player. I'm just going based off what Trajan Langdon said at the top of the year. I pay attention to what they say when he talks, because he doesn't say a lot. He doesn't talk a lot. So when he says something, I'm paying attention to it. And he said from jump, he wants guards with size and defensive versatility. That was what he said from the very beginning. So
at the same time, from the very beginning, preseason.
Let me finish real quick. So all I'm saying is just that based on that, and the fact that he didn't play a big portion of the year and wasn't consistent getting minutes this season, I wasn't surprised that he didn't, just based on what Trajan was saying. So I wouldn't be surprised now if he's included as well, because it's been consistent to me as far as his opportunities and what Trajan has said. They're lining up for me. So I'm not surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened either. But I wish him the best wherever he is, because he's a really talented player.
I disagree a little bit with that, just because I think that Sass does bring defensive intensity, and I do think that he was the number 2 option behind Cade before he got injured. So while Trajan was saying these things from the beginning, yes, the team was saying other things, and the fact that Sass had been really outperforming and that we were going to be, he was going to step into a bigger role, but then he had that hip injury that kept him sidelined for a long time. So for me, it's not more that he doesn't fit into our culture, because I do think that he absolutely has Detroit grit and Detroit style. I think it's just more of the injury kind of held him back. And then he did have a couple of big games early in the season. But I think that guys like Daniss did fit the Trajan mold a little bit better and ended up, fitting that a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, things like that. But I do think that I just think at this point, it's more just me even just being like, and what I've seen from Sass is that he just deserves more time. And our guys the guys that we have in front of him, those minutes, I'm not mad that Sass isn't getting them. I'm just more just like, I'm ready. Like, Sass deserves a better NBA career than what he's being given on the bench of our team right now. But I do think that being a Detroit Piston for his first 3 years in the NBA will help him excel in the NBA wherever he ends up. I do hope if we can get a guy like Trey, if we can get someone to help Cade, if we can pull off a deal and Sass is still on our bench, I'm not going to be upset about it. But I just don't see that happening. But I do think that the way he does play and how he is an asset in a trade package, and that is a compliment in itself. Of like, you are, you're not just dead weight for this team. He's the opposite. Yeah. He's been so that's just kind of where I'm at with that, and we can debate that all day. But I just wanted to you're shouting out Sass's strengths as well, and just going. But I just know that from for me, someone who's been a Sass fan since he came here, I just think the way that they talked about him coming in the preseason, I was excited for his role, because I do think that he obviously I think he works just as hard as guys like Daniss Jenkins to get that respect. But his injury did set him back, and we've seen that with NBA players, players across the NBA. When the injuries come and you kind of lose your spot on your team, it's not personal, but it is just like the team understanding the direction that they have to go in. Yeah, I don't really even want to think about Sass being on. Like, this is the last time we see Sass as a Piston. I just do feel that way, but like, man, that's tough. I'll be a Sasser fan for life, that's for sure.
Yeah, Fit with JT says this team as a symbol will be reconstructed. Yeah, and once again, we knew that. We knew coming into the season that this team wasn't complete. We knew that there were still holes on this team. This wasn't about winning a championship or bust this season. It was about seeing what we have so we can get better, so our window is even longer and our team is stronger. That's what it comes down to. So yeah, Fit with JT, I agree. It's definitely a work in progress, and I think we all understand that.
Oh yeah.
Big Hood says, appreciate y'all for entertaining us this season. Playoffs definitely will be tuning in the offseason lives for sure. Yeah, we're definitely going to have some more content pumping out for you guys for sure. It's not the end.
Definitely going to get some of you guys.
You got more stuff coming
soon, probably before draft. We'll see what we do with our pick, whether we keep it, whether we trade it up. I definitely want to get your guys' opinions. So we'll have a fan show to come within the next month as well, for sure.
And this is all I was saying too, Mike. Yeah, like it's not defensive intensity I'm concerned about with Sass. It's not culture. It's the versatility piece. That's why I think we saw Caris LeVert more than Sasser this year. It's just because he's bigger. I think that's the biggest. He can guard 1 through 3. That's the versatility that I think Trajan was talking about. So we'll see either way how it plays out this offseason. A lot of time to figure that stuff out. Let's go to Duncan Robinson, who you talked about earlier, boss, in this game. Duncan Robinson, guys, finished with 13 points on 4 of 7 shooting overall, 3 of 5 from 3, 2 of 3 from the line, 1 board, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and a steal in 22 minutes. What'd you see?
Intensity from him. He came off the bench. Look, Duncan is the second time in a row he's come off the bench after coming with an injury. I like Daniss as a starter, but it is kind of weird not seeing Duncan out there, especially with the effort he's given. Again, this is nothing against Daniss. It's just kind of how I would feel if Stu started for Tobias. There's plus and minuses to both. I think that Daniss in the starting lineup tonight was the right move. But then you see Duncan come out there and give you 4 of 7 and give you steals and give you intensity out of timeouts, and you're just like, he's just grown so much from the start of this season. This loss isn't on Dunk either. He didn't, let's see, how many fouls did he finish with? 3. Okay. They targeted him a little bit. I mean, a lot of our guys had 3+ fouls. My God. In 22 minutes to give that. I mean, we've seen him finish with less than 13 points as a starter. I think he was, I don't know what his season average is, but I feel like it's that in 38 minutes. So he had a floater, then a steal from Merrill to start the second, a big 3 to cut it to 15. Like, he was out there trying. And with what we've seen from him all playoffs, since All-Star break, since the second half of the season, he's just playing with a much more intensity, much more Piston-style basketball on both ends of the court. So I'm not mad at Duncan at all. It's, again, not his fault. He made the threes that he was putting up, I expected to go in. They were going right down the middle. He made some tough ones. He got fouled on that one 3-point shot by giving James Harden a taste of his own medicine. Duncan Robinson was doing everything he could tonight to help us win.
Yeah, I do like him in the bench role. I just think he's just a lot more efficient. He can be one of the main cogs in that second unit against less talented guys who probably don't have a ton of guys off the bench who can just break you down on the perimeter. Having to guard starters the way he was doing early in the series, having to guard Donovan, having to guard James, and then having to kind of get in where he fits in offensively, sometimes not taking a ton of shots in a bunch of minutes. It just makes more sense to have him come off the bench, play against lesser talent, be able to stay in front of those guys better, and then be able to be more efficient and get your shot up in less minutes. So if he's brought back in that kind of situation next season, I think that's the best of both worlds. We will need Daniss to knock down shots, because that's one thing Duncan does do, is knock down shots. And Daniss has shown that he can, right? But we would need him to consistently do that on a game-to-game basis. Duncan wasn't doing it game-to-game, but he was reliable. I think he shot close to 40% this year from 3. So not saying that Daniss would have to do that, because he's giving you a lot more in playmaking and defense. But if he can give you 36%, 37% from 3, Daniss next year from 3, just be reliable, be steady, be a threat out there, which I think he can do, while still providing you the other stuff that he provides for Cade and the defense, I think that'd be the move. But yeah, Duncan wasn't the problem in this game.
Yeah.
He wasn't a problem. I think we just kind of figured out or unlocked something that may work better for him if he stays going forward. So I think that will be the only plus. But the defense was there. It's been there 80% of the season as far as the effort. The first 2 weeks of the season were not good at all. It was like, bro, what's going on? After that, I really didn't have any complaints as far as his effort. Effort's been there all year. It's just a matter of he's just not a great defender, but he tries his tail off. So I think he has a role for this team if they decide to bring him back next year off the bench. So I liked what I saw, man. His approach has been probably the most admirable thing for me, the thing I've enjoyed the most from him this season. Not even his shooting, just his effort defensively has been something I have never seen from him before this season. Never saw that with the Heat like this defensively. Never saw it.
Duncan is someone that, at the start of the season, even throughout, it's like he's just going to be someone that we can turn into somebody. But the way I want Duncan as a Piston. I want him as a Piston, the way he's playing. I know that he gets hunted on things like defense, but to make the leap that he has just from the beginning of the season to now, maybe being hunted on defense won't be an option next. The way he's growing, I love the effort and the intensity he gave to this team after he played his entire career with another team. His entire career. Then he came here and he started off a little slow, started off a little rough. He was very bad on defense, only catch and shoot guy on offense.
Yep.
Really.
He was Sam Merrill out there for sure.
Yes. And he looks the Pistons improve his game. So if he leaves us in a package and whatever, I think the Pistons made him better, and I'm excited for him and the rest of his NBA career for that. If he stays with us, I'm not mad about it. And look, like I know there's still like guys like Bees as an option, stuff like that. We could have both. Porque no los dos. But man. I'm just getting in my feels now because I don't want to focus too much on the offseason, but I'm thinking about guys that maybe, aren't, are kind of the guys that I assume we're going to keep and the guys that are kind of up in the air, and Duncan's a little bit up in the air with that. And he had a lot of big moments for this team, and I loved him as a Piston this year.
Yeah. I thought he was good this year, man. So we'll leave it there, guys, on Dunk, man. Yes, we are still going to watch the playoffs. I'm going to watch the playoffs.
Absolutely. Gotta.
It's going to be a lot more underwhelming. It's going to be underwhelming now because we're not going to get to watch our team in the playoffs. But I'm still going to watch these teams just to see what they're looking like, the matchups, the scouting a little bit, see how the Knicks look against these. You know what I mean? So I still want to see how it looks.
Wait, and it is basketball, guys. If you're fans of basketball, you got to watch it. You got to watch it all. And the plus side of this is, yes, it hurts right now. Yes, it's tough. You got to deal with the trolls. But at the same time, like, now, you get to take a little bit of a breath. Yeah. The season's done. It sucks right now, but it's also like 26 other teams in the league. Mm-hmm. Our season is over. Mm-hmm. It's the point of the playoffs. Can't have multiple winners. Yep. But it feels very good to have, done better than we have in previous years. Yep. And a lot of teams can't say that. Nuggets can't say that. Celtics can't say that. They can't say that they grew from last year to this year, and we can. And now we get to enjoy the rest of the season, NBA season, without, the worry, the anxiety, the stress of that, but knowing that I think there's truly only up from here for us, because we did it with every game, guys. Every game, whether we won or lost, was we need to find another option. So don't think that that's not what we're going to do this offseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So there's going to be plenty of time, guys. Don't worry, to talk about all the offseason stuff. We're definitely going to be here for that for sure. Don't worry, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, boss, let's finish this off, man. We got a few more guys and we'll call it tonight. Isaiah Stewart didn't play a lot in this game, boss. Isaiah Stewart had 3 points. He made his only shot, made his only free throw in 6 minutes. So why he played 6 minutes, I don't know. But that's all we got. So what'd you see tonight from Stu in his game?
Nothing. If Isaiah Stewart can't get decent minutes in the playoffs, why is he on this team? And I'm not saying that as that I want him gone. I'm not saying that I want him gone. I want him here. I want Isaiah Stewart to be a Piston. But why? He doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve this. So
I'm just like, play him or don't play him. 6 minutes is just like.
And it's like 4 minutes the other night. Like, it's just like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just don't understand. I don't get that, guys. I don't get it, man. He was. If he's not hurt, like they've been saying, he's not hurt. He's not injured. Like they have religiously said that. They're really quieted that narrative. Some people were reporting that he was dealing with an injury with his leg when he came down and got undercut, in that Magic game, in the Magic series. If he's not hurt, this is even for me more confusing. It's even more dumbfounding for me if he's only playing 6 minutes and he's not hurt. At least we have an understanding of it if he is. But to play 6 minutes, score your only basket, make your only free throw, and then you're gone. And if you guys saw, it looked like he was visibly upset with JB for taking him out of the game when he took him out. I would have liked to see more of him for sure I wanted to see a 2 big lineup from jump. I said at the beginning of the year, guys, we need 2 big lineup for teams like New York, for teams like the Bucks before they went, down the drain when they had 2 bigs, teams like the Cavs, like we're seeing right now. Like, I wanted 2 bigs all year. So to see him play 6 minutes this game, 4 minutes last game, if he's not hurt, I don't understand. I don't get it. So that's all I can really say is I don't know why he's If he's hurt, don't play him at all. If he's not hurt, play him more than 6 and 4 minutes. But one or the other, for me, is just like it didn't make sense whether he was hurt or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just based on the lack of minutes he was getting. If he's hurt, don't play him. If he's not, play him. But don't 6 minutes, 4 minutes. You know, it's just that didn't make sense to me. So I don't know. That's all I got. I feel for him because he was hurt last year. He seemed like he was hurt this year. He won't get a chance to get his revenge against the Knicks. All that stuff. If Stewart's healthy, yeah, I won't say he should be. I'm never gonna say that. But I know what you mean. Like it just didn't make sense to me if he's healthy, why he didn't play more. That's all I'm saying.
About that too. It's like, oh well, if he's not injured, great, that's great news. But it's like, then why isn't he getting minutes? Yeah. I think it's like something, and I want them to come out. But at the same time, like I want to be able to trust what comes out of the coach's mouth, the GM's mouth, the player's mouth. If you're sitting here telling us that you're fine and you're not injured, and then you come back later and say, actually, I was injured, it takes me off a bit.
Yeah. So I don't know. But it's disappointing either way that it played out the way it did with him as far as how he was played or used or whatever. Just all right. We'll leave it there on Stu. Boss. Let's keep pushing. This was a guy who would have been an all-NBA defender, you know, had he played enough games in back-to-back seasons. He would have been there last year. Didn't play enough.
Last year was minutes, barely.
Last year was minutes. This year was games, right? Right.
Yes.
So had he just played more in both years, he would be a 2-time All-NBA defender.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing 4 minutes to 6 minutes. He's not hurt. I don't know. All right. So y'all see what I'm saying. That's my only concern or question mark about that. Let's keep pushing, boss. Let's go to B-ball Paul Reed. Paul Reed in this game, guys, finished with 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting, 4 boards, 1 assist, 8 minutes. Why is Paul Reed playing 8 minutes? This is part of the rotation stuff I was talking about, guys. It just didn't make sense to me.
That's where I'm at. Is when you look at this stat line, you're kind of like, okay, not a great B-ball Paul game, but then you look and you see 8 minutes. What? And again, like, I don't get where the math is. Because JD played 26.
There we go. Yes.
Paul
I was just about to say that.
And
I was just about to say that. Real quick, boss. Between JD, Paul Reed, and Isaiah Stewart, they played a combined 40 minutes. Combined.
Who was in the other 8?
There we go.
Tolu was in for 5.
When the game was already in hand.
So then everybody else, if you don't round down and you kind of round up, that probably equals about 48.
But and the game was over at that point when Tolu was in there. So had it been the game, it's like, where are those minutes going? And that's why I was saying rotations. It wasn't enough defense in there. It just wasn't enough defense. That's why I was saying too big. That's why whatever. It just wasn't against this too big lineup. I will say it. He did get beat a few times.
He didn't look good.
But what he's done in this series, I'm letting him play through that. He's earned that.
Absolutely.
He's earned it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know. For him to get 8 minutes, he played 17 last game. Why is he getting 8 this game?
Yeah.
It was some people were claiming for him to start. I wasn't saying all that. But yeah, we didn't see no JD and B-ball Paul together. We didn't see no Stu and JD together. We didn't see no JD and Stu together. We didn't see any too big together at all. And we saw, once again, the points in the paint discrepancy. I don't see how you can do that when they're scoring 48, 50 points in the paint and they're dominating on the glass. They got 50 boards, and you're just refusing to go to a too big lineup. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. So, once again, incomplete for me. I just didn't see enough of him after dominating the last game and the previous games before that, playing 15 plus minutes a game. Once again, I'm going down with the ship, but what got me here? You know, that's discouraging for me. So we'll leave it there. Let's go to Ron Holland, boss. Ron Holland, guys, in this game played 5 minutes, 3 points, 1 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 boards. Incomplete. 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that, he made a 3 was exciting. We would like to see him earlier, stuff like that, but it's still a little bit woulda, coulda, shoulda for me. Like, I do agree that he could have been help. I understand I don't know, I just understand the mindset of JB a little bit in this game compared to based on what we did this series, but Ron deserved more minutes. For me, Ron, incomplete, but Ron's a Piston. He's another one that I'm just a little bit worried about. Not if 2 seasons in a row, we're not going to play him in the postseason. Yeah.
Yeah,
If 2 seasons in a row, we're not going to play him in the postseason, then what's the plan?
That's where I was at too. This is the second straight year we haven't really seen him.
Ron's mindset, and that's why I understand people want to win. They want to bring in guys like MPJ. They want to bring in these, but it's like when you have young talent in front of you that clearly embodies Pistons culture, it matters more to me than just bringing in somebody to try to get a ring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a bigger picture for me, and Ron's one of those bigger picture guys. And I don't want this season to be the last season I see him in a Pistons uniform either.
Same. And Miss Ray was saying couldn't find energy minutes for Ron or Rue throughout the entire game. That's right. Just like it's game 7, man. You gotta do whatever. You gotta pull out all the stops. You can't take, like I always say, you can't take timeouts with you. Can't take challenges with you. You gotta pull out whoever can give you a spark. You gotta make the adjustments, in my opinion, like mid game. If it's not working, you gotta go to something else. That's not working. You gotta go to something else. So for him to come in at the end of the game, for Wu to come in and not at all in the game when you're struggling, you need a spark. You need something to get you going, and you just don't go. To me, that was unfortunate for him. I don't know what his mental is like now. I hope he's still engaged, and he probably still is. But it was disappointing for me to see Ron, second year in a row now, not really have much of an impact and really even be a factor at all in the playoffs, because he didn't play much in the first round, I don't believe either. Did Ron Holland. So that's unfortunate. I think he still should be on this team for me for sure. He should definitely be on this team going forward. He's 21, hasn't even scratched the surface. Got a ton of ability, ton of talent, just raw talent, and he fits. He fits, man. The style of play that we want to play, y'all know, same old story. Transition offense, defense to offense, getting stops, making something out of nothing, 50-50 balls, making auto loose. Just the winning basketball plays, even though he's not anywhere near a finished product offensively. He just makes winning basketball plays. So I hope he's on this team next year, because I think he deserves to be.
Right.
He's part of that culture setting. He's part of the dog pound. Hasn't been a time out there we've seen Ron Holland play and have ever questioned his effort.
Mm-hmm.
Not once. Not one time have I ever questioned, like, Ron, what you doing, bro? Where your energy at, bro? Why you slacking off defense? Like, no, that's not a conversation you have with Ron Holland. So that's why it was like, why couldn't we see that a little bit more in the series when everybody's stuck in the mud? So yeah, I hope he's still here. I really do. I haven't heard anything about anything. I just hope he gets an opportunity, because he's kind of gotten shortchanged these last 2 years when it matters most to me in the playoffs. So that's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a plan or not, but I hope there is.
Yeah.
Organic says there's genuine pain in y'all's eyes and in Sarah's voice. I love y'all, man. Thanks for
I'm just close to crying. I'm trying not to, because that's just silly.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
But
it's
just like when you talk about these guys, like, I couldn't make it as a GM. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, there's like, God, when you're a Piston, you're a Piston.
Yeah.
And for this team to also do what they did, if you've been here since the 14-win season, and then you're here now, it's hard to say goodbye to something like that. And then
went through it,
last year, and pulling, and going through this, it's hard to say goodbye to that. Javonte Wu showing up for 82 games and doing things that were far beyond our expectations as Pistons fans. You deserve to stay, but it's like something's got to give.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. But shout out to Ron for having I thought he had a really good season. Thought he had a really good season. Thought he showed signs of growth. The three ball isn't where he wanted to be yet, but that's obviously improving. So I think this could be a big offseason for him if he's still here, and I hope he is, man. I think letting him go right now or trading him or anything like that right now would be a mistake. That would be a mistake. So we'll leave it there, man, for sure. Boss Kevin Huerter did not play in this game. DNP. I'm not even really mad at it. Like I would have maybe liked to see him, but then it's like where you gonna find the minutes at? And he hasn't really played. He's been hurt. Like he had to get an injection. It's just like y'all know me. I'm already like, let's go with what's working. And y'all know I wanted to see him play. I've been big on him, and I was still like, nah, maybe not this game. It's game 7. You got a little room for error. You know, he's just getting back. We saw miscommunications last game where he was just not in sync. So, you know, him not playing with these guys because he hasn't been there and he's been out of the lineup, I was cool with it. Because I understand we understand the situations. Game 7. So, but I wouldn't be mad at looking at bringing him back at the right price. For sure.
Yeah.
Because I think he can be a very impactful player for this team as well. So can't keep everybody, obviously, right? Some tough decisions for Trajan Langdon this offseason. But I did like what I saw from Kevin Huerter in the time he was here, especially as he started to get healthy, for sure. You got anything else on that?
No, I agree with just what you said. Like, I understand why we didn't get Huerter minutes because, again, we were just like, we played so well in game 6. And I think that's what the mindset was behind playing guys like Sass for a lot of minutes and Caris and stuff like that. But, and why Huerter didn't play.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I got. So, and honestly, guys, I think Huerter showed up in big ways. He was somebody that grew on me. I was super critical of him, like disgustingly critical of him. Like, you look back and I think, like, man, I was hard on that kid so hard. I was disgusted by that trade, but proved me wrong. But he's also a guy I don't see continuing as a Piston.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see, man. Lastly, Javonte. Well, a few more guys got a little bit of run. Javonte Green got a DNP. I'm not having that conversation right now. You already know where I stand with that. I'm not gonna be the dead horse. I don't see how you play 82 games in the regular season and you just get DNPs in the playoffs. I don't get it. All right.
For me, again, I'll just say real quick, it's just an insult. Like, if Wu should be resigned as a Piston, he's on a minimum anyways. We can't lose him. Sorry. And it sucks that, and if he's not, I'm mad. I'm mad that we didn't get Javonte Wu in the playoffs second round so I could see him perform as a Piston before. But
Same. He's been great for us all season. Mr. Consistent. If Chris is here, Mr. What you need, coach.
Yeah.
Coach said everything but some minutes. So yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, definitely got to bring him back. He's a winning basketball player for sure. He just knows his role. Can you woo and forever, guys, because he hasn't played. There's been nothing I could do, you know. But yeah, shout out to him for his consistency this year. Nobody expected him to have the impact he had this year. I didn't myself. He has greatly outperformed expectations, and he's on a very reasonable contract. So yeah, he's in a bargain contract. So I don't think you move a guy like that either. And once again, he embodies who we are and how we play. So yeah, I'm keeping
how I feel about Ball too, coming into his last year. You just don't move them. Silly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing. Chaz Lanier played 5 minutes, misses 2 shots, didn't score, 0 for 1 from 3, 1 assist, incomplete. Anything you want to add there? I don't have much.
No, nothing to add there. I think that he can. This is our first season, guys. We haven't had to call on a rookie to step up.
Right.
We called on a rookie that we needed to throw in the game right away. He got to develop in other areas. Chaz is somebody that I think could be huge for us. He's also somebody I could see us packaging. I get to go celebrate my sister's graduation from the University of Tennessee next weekend. Hey. And all I think about when I think about the University of Tennessee is Tobias Harris and Chaz Lanier. So and now they're even connected to my family more, my mindset more as ex-Bulls. So I'll be curious to see what our plans are with Chaz Lanier in this offseason is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. A lot. It's a lot. It's gonna be a lot of activity this offseason. We have a lot of depth. a lot of areas to improve and a lot of options to do it. So we don't know which direction they're going to go in. Like you were saying, we're saying like, we think Javonte should be here. We don't know. Caris should be here. We don't know. Duncan should be here. We don't know. Ron should be. We don't like. It's a lot of guys where it's like we don't know what he's thinking and what he's going to do. So it's going to be very interesting now that the season is finally over and we approach the offseason, what transpires. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens for sure. So we're going to learn a lot about Trajan Langdon and where his mind is at and how he operates this offseason. Kevin said it's going to be an interesting offseason too because Trajan isn't loyal. Langdon isn't loyal to 90% of this team. I think that's a great point too. I think for me, like outside of Cade and Ausar, I don't think he's. I don't. I'm just outside looking in. I feel like those are the two guys who you would say maybe are the untouchables because of what they bring. Like Cade is Cade, obviously. And then Ausar defensively, what he brings, I don't see him getting moved. I think his ceiling is way too high. He's way too impactful and he's way too raw. Like he's still just scratching the surface. So I think those two guys will be the most untouchable guys on this team as far as like we got to build around those guys. Then maybe you could say JD, and kind of go from there, and then you got Daniss and Stu and stuff like that, maybe, but B-ball Paul, right? But I think those two guys to me are like, we're not taking calls for those guys.
Yeah,
personally, what do you think?
Ron being a top 5 draft pick that Trajan did draft, he may retain for that aspect. We did see him though draft Bobby Clintman and move on. It's a sign of, when that happened, a lot of people did commend Trajan for at least not having an ego in terms of drafting a guy that didn't end up working out for you. I think that, to me, thinking about it, I think that means that we keep Ron.
Yeah. Okay.
As a high pick in the way that Ron has
I would have more confidence in that if he played in the playoffs.
Agreed.
Him not playing, I'm like, I don't know what he's thinking now. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. It's just concerning for me when I look at the
and again, guys,
time.
This is all great content for. We'll definitely do a postseason
sure.
of like. We'd love to know who you guys deem as untouchables, who you guys maybe don't deem as untouchables, but who you want to retain for culture, for growth. We want that insight for sure. So we'll definitely get into it more as we process. First of all, just being out of the run this season. So.
Facts. We'll get King and E Vinny on here and we'll do our round table and talk about all of it. Y'all know how we do. Lastly, boss, Tolu Smith, my guy Tolu.
Good boy.
4 points on 2 of 2 shooting, 2 boards, 1 turnover, and 1 steal in 5 minutes. So a lot of activity in some incomplete minutes there for sure.
Most shots with the best efficiency this game. Tolu, good job. Congratulations. I love Frolu. Frolu. That's what I'm gonna call him now.
Frolu.
Yeah, Frolu. That's funny. In 5 minutes, he ended with as many rebounds as freaking half the team as well. He also had a steal, incomplete. It was kind of garbage time, but he went out there and showed effort as he always does. So
yeah.
Tolu is a guy that, especially cheap, I would love to retain. He is getting a little bit older. He's an older center. He's 26, right? 25? 26?
I think he's 25, I believe.
He's older. So he's another guy that, like, I would only want to see him move on if it benefits his NBA career because he deserves it, because he's a hard worker, because we've seen the fire as well. But he also is he's a Piston too. And I think it's been really cool that he's gotten to have a lot of his career with the Pistons. So not someone I want to move on from either, but nice to see him out there.
So. He plays hard. Like he got in the game, was physical.
Oh yeah.
Setting up shop in the paint, trying to punish guys, going at guys. Yeah, he's hungry. I hope we keep him for sure. He's a good player. Let's check some comments, boss. See if we got anything left here. JD had a tough playoffs. He's so young and can still improve. Stewart has showed he's peaked, but his attitude within the NBA has him marked. The vets are just old, not worth keeping. It's a lot to unpack there. JD definitely tough playoffs. He's definitely has a room for improvement. I don't think Stu is quite peaked yet. I think he does look like he's not right to me. And I think, prisoner of the moment can have us forgetting how good he was defensively this year. And
Mhm.
offensively, he was this year. He made some huge strides offensively. His post game is way better. His finishing with either hand is better. His footwork is better. His shooting from long range is better. And then defensively, he just continues to get better. I don't think he's peaked yet. I don't think
Yeah.
Stu's peaked yet. I think he may be closer to his ceiling than some other guys, but I don't think he's peaked yet. So I
Mhm.
would love for him to stay here, but he does have to make sure he stays in somewhat the good graces of the NBA because he has a rep now. Even though he hasn't done anything crazy, just a little ticky tack, cheap shot pushes here and there that they're looking for him now. Like you said, they got him marked, so he's got to be
Mhm.
aware of that for sure. But I think there's still room for him for growth for sure. The vets are old, not worth keeping. I think it's gonna be some movement, bro. It's gonna be some movement for sure, and I think there needs to be for this team to move forward to get to the next level. So we'll talk about that for sure. We'll see. We'll see, bro. All right, man. Let's go on, guys. That's it. That's all the guys we got for this game. So the Pistons will not be moving on to the next series as we all probably hoped for and expected. But now we got to wait and see what happens. Devin says, thanks to Sarah and Deuce. You guys have been a huge part of this year and my enjoyment of the game of basketball. Can't wait to see the streams over this summer. Yeah, guys, for sure, man. We're going to definitely have some content this off season, looking at potential trade targets and the contracts and, just a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff coming this off season for sure. So this isn't goodbye by any stretch of the imagination. May not be every day or every other day, but it's definitely going to be consistent for you guys week to week for sure. So look out, stay tuned for that. And it's been fun. I want to say to you guys have been great. You guys have been incredible to watch these games with, to react to these games with, to bounce ideas off. You guys have given me different perspectives. Bosses give me different perspectives. So that's how we all grow, become better. Is by,
Yeah.
learning together, watching together, talking together, arguing together, figuring it
Yeah.
out together. That's how we all grow. So you guys have been great for sure. And I appreciate you guys being here with us every single game as we try to be here for you, man. It's been fun.
Yeah. And I mean, I have really nothing else to say. You guys have welcomed me into the community amazingly. It's been so fun. I think, things will happen in a game while I'm watching, and I'll literally think of your guys' name in the chat and be like, oh, they're going to comment on that. Or, there's so many, we've been able to put some faces to names in some of our shows, which we definitely will do more in the off season too. But you guys are just as impactful on this season as we are to you. Yeah. And thank you for that. And I just I'm just so proud of this team. I'm just so proud. It sucks. The way it ended sucks. The blowout. It's not even really the loss, like you said, Deuce, earlier in the show. It's just the way it ended was really hard. But I'm just so proud of this team.
Yeah, I am too.
Proved from season to season in 3 seasons. Our worst season to now our best season in 3 years is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do think that it's only up from here. I think the hardest part will be saying goodbye to some guys that were crucial in the growth of this team over those years. But yeah, I'm trying to get all my words out before I cry. I'm gonna cry off camera, don't worry. But I'm just really proud of it.
I feel you, Solo. I'm ready, man. My brain is already like transitioning. I'm kind of getting over and accepting what just happened. And now it's like, it ain't the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, man. It's not the end of the world, guys. Say we do win the series, I don't think it would have been fair for any of us to expect the Pistons to win a championship this year. I don't think coming in, we didn't think that. So we shouldn't be thinking that now. It was just because this team greatly outplayed expectations that we just kind of rolled that wave. But we got to go back to our expectations from jump. And it wasn't this.
Man, I'm trying to make it. I knew the minute that we were going to talk about the season, I was just going to come. The tears.
Tears about to start flowing?
Well, it's just like
I got boss up here tearing up.
The way we went out sucks, but what we did this whole season was awesome. It was
a great season. Incredible season, man. A lot of these guys grew. Yeah, man, it was fun. It was fun to watch. A lot of these games, the team show who they were. They showed a lot of fight. It happens, man. Like I said before, man, the Thunder didn't just get to the finals and start winning championships, man. Like we just don't remember because they weren't the topic of conversation when they didn't win.
I don't want to talk about the Thunder.
You know what I'm saying? But like any dynasty, every team goes through this.
I'm a
Everything goes
Spurs
through this.
fan for the rest of the season.
I think the Spurs are winning it all. I'm gonna leave it there. But
As a
that's my
Nuggets fan part-time, I'm a Spurs fan for the regular season.
Spurs winning it. Oh man. By the way, that time says appreciate you guys, man. Tolu. Yeah,
It's Tolu.
Tolu played well. Yeah. Is that Tolu?
Tolu?
Tolu's nap time, bro. Get some rest, bro.
Love you. Frolu.
Man. Yeah, shout out to Tolu too for the drop this season, man. Guys, we had a great interview with him, man, earlier this season. Really good dude. Go check that out, man. If you want to learn more about Tolu Smith and his journey, it's crazy. Go check him out for sure. One of my guys. Lastly, boss, in chat, who do you guys have coming or winning the title this year? I want to hear who do you guys have quickly? We can talk about it quickly. We talk about it more, but Cavs, Knicks, who wins how many games? Spurs, Thunder, who wins how many games? Chat real quick. Let us know what you guys think. Because I kind of want to hear what you guys think, and then we'll call it a night, so it's not going too late. But
I know. I don't know. I have the Cavs beating the Knicks. I know everyone's saying Knicks are gonna sweep because of the way they played, but no, I don't see it. I kind of have the Cavs over the Knicks.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But
how many games?
6.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then OKC, even though I want the Spurs, it's going to be OKC.
I don't think so.
Want Spurs, but it's going to be okay.
I think the Spurs don't get them. Matchup wise, they match up better than anybody in the league.
Jalen Williams, the Asian one, he's so punchable, bro. There's so many punchable faces on OKC, but like the Spurs, I love Dylan Harper. I love Cass. So I don't want Wemby to flop. Wemby, don't flop your way through. Play ethical. We know you can. De'Aaron Fox, he can just do De'Aaron Fox things. Julian Champagny, fine. Keldon Johnson, I just love the Spurs. Like the Spurs are just so much more likable. Yeah. Like these are both 60 win plus teams. You're like, oh, but everyone hates OKC. It's like because you're okay because of who you was on your team, because of who is on your team and how you carry yourself. The Spurs, I don't hate anyone on their team.
I don't either.
Except for who's on their team on their bench? No, is Olynyk a Spur?
Yes.
I don't hate him, but he just like I'm sometimes just like, oh, I'm sometimes I look at him like. I know he was on our team.
Legend with that game.
I know he was on our team too, but I'm just like, there's just some players that I'm just like, this isn't your real job, right? Joe Ingles, Grady Dick. I'm like, this is your part-time
side
job.
quest out here. Yeah,
you're a full-time accountant in real life, right? But anyways, that's where I
tallest accountant I've ever seen.
Yeah,
7-foot accountant out here. Y'all say, yeah, it's kind of split. I see a lot of OKC. Got the Knicks beat. I have the Knicks beating the Cavs in 6 at most. I don't think after what I saw from the Cavs, I think the Knicks are just better.
But who do you think? Better. Wait, real quick question. Who defends better on the other one, Brunson or Mitchell?
Donovan could probably guard. I don't know because nobody can stop. But we haven't seen anybody really stop Brunson, though. We haven't really seen anybody be able to just shut his water off consistently.
But
nobody's been able to do it.
Scoop through, freaking drives me crazy.
And then I think their big struggle with Cat. I think he's too physical for them. He's too physical for them. They're not big enough to guard him, and he can stretch the floor too. He can make them have to guard in the perimeter. He can put the ball on the floor. I think he dominates that matchup. I don't think Mobley nor Allen can guard him for 7 games. I don't see that.
Who's on Harden and his flopping? Who's on Harden and his flopping?
Oh, you can put Mikal Bridges on him or Anunoby.
They
got guys who can guard. Like those two guys guarding. Yeah. But
think about the foul trouble Anunoby could get it on Harden, and then you eliminate him as their second best scorer in the playoffs.
You still got Mikal Bridges though.
It's a draw team wise.
Like who's guarding Brunson? Who's guarding Cat? Like who's guarding their best 2 players?
But then who's guarding Merrill and Strus? They're going to be the more efficient off the 3. It's gonna be equal, is what I'm saying. It's just gonna be offense mess. It's gonna be Landry Shamet and Sam Merrill.
Clarkson. They got
It's
who
gonna
they
be
got? They got Clarkson
Strus.
over there. And then they got
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson too. They got two bigs too. That's gonna be fun to see.
Clarkson's
I got Knicks in
still
6.
in the lineup, but Mitchell. What about Hackamitch?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Bring in Larry Nance Jr. to Hackamitch.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll
It'll be
see. But
interesting.
I also have the Spurs beating the Thunder.
I want them to, but I don't.
I
believe
have them beating them. I want them to, and I
it.
think they will. I don't
I
think
think-
it's a fluke what they did to them, beating them 4 times out of 5 this year. I think the Spurs are a nightmare matchup for
Agreed.
the OKC Thunder.
But Western Conference Finals, young guys, Harper, Cassell, Vassell, on a foul baiting OKC.
Still got De'Aaron Fox too, though. He's a vet. He's
But on
really
a
good
foul
player.
baiting, but Castle is a big part of why that they win. He not only for his playmaking because of it, but his scoring as well. But like he's gonna be a victim. It's like how I said that Ron with the Magic would be tough because they would feed off of Ron's physicality and foul bait him. I think OKC can get the young Spurs in trouble with fouls.
I mean, it's possible, but they still have no answer for Wemby at the end of the day.
True.
They have no answer for Wemby.
I just like
Wemby dominates Chet every
flopping.
single time they play.
Wemby, I
So-
love you so much. Stop flopping. No more throwing elbows. Actually, you can elbow. You can elbow Lou Dort. Lou Dort and Jalen with an I, Williams. Those two you can elbow.
I think this Spurs gonna shock the world, y'all.
I'll forgive.
It might not even go 7. Like
And
I
Chet. Not about Chet. I always forget about Chet, even though he's like part of their big 3. For some reason, Chet just like is not.
yeah, no, he can't stand Chet. Like it goes back to before they even got to y'all know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the Thunder do have experience going for them, but we saw what the Spurs just did to the Wolves, who are a very good team, who are battle tested in the playoffs. The Wolves are not the Thunder, right? We understand that, but the Spurs did dispatch them pretty handily in 6 games. And Ant was like, we ain't got no answer. You just gotta hope he misses. So I don't know, man. I think Wemby's the difference maker. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to that series. It starts tomorrow, I believe. Should be fun. So, guys, we will catch up on those series for sure as they kind of transpire and play out. We'll be back probably in the next few days. Probably gonna take a little break, a day or two to kind of just reflect some more on what just happened. Stay away from social media. It's gonna be crazy, toxic. It's gonna be toxic. I'm already getting people in my DMs already. I have 13 DMs, and none of them look like familiar accounts. So that's how I know that it's trolls out there that are ready to have fun. So you said what?
I say all of my friends are just sad for me, but they're Nuggets fans and Bulls fans, so they can't say much about nothing right now. But yeah, tough. That was just man, why a blowout?
I know. Just the fashion, yeah. Lakita, watch the Western Conference. Watch it. It's gonna be high level basketball. It's gonna be quality basketball. Those are very good teams. Two of the best teams.
The Colorado Avalanche in the hockey playoffs. That's what I'm gonna do. Go Avs.
I'll say this real quick on the Spurs. They were the one team this year where I was like, if we reach the finals, I don't know if we can beat them. I didn't feel that way about the Thunder. I didn't feel that way about the Knicks. I didn't feel that way about the T-Wolves. I didn't feel that way about anybody else in the playoffs. I believe we just lost the Cavs, obviously, right? We didn't expect that. But like I didn't based on regular season matchups, there was no team where I was just like, I'm a little bit afraid of them right now. I'm a little bit afraid of what that would look like. Because they beat us handily both times. Like we played well, but they just beat us. And I was just like, ugh. So yeah, Lakita, definitely watch that matchup. Watch the Spurs, Thunder. That should be a very fun, entertaining, high-level basketball, quality basketball for sure. Heeman says Brunson and Cat defending ball screens with Harden and Mitchell is the biggest defensive mismatch of the series. It could be. We'll see. I also think that the Knicks are deeper than the Cavs too. They got more depth to me, and I think in a 7-game series that's going to win over. So we'll see. We'll come back and talk about it after game 1 and onward. But guys, We appreciate you guys, man. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna call it a night, man. Appreciate you, Sahazari. We appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys. Been a very fun season, man. And we'll be back soon to talk more.
Nap time 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are Tolu Smith, for reals, I'm just gonna believe that you are. Great season. Great season.
I might DM him. You should DM him and ask him. We'll DM him and ask him.
I'm not gonna bother him. Great season, Tolu.
I mean, if he here, he don't care. Obviously, he don't care.
Season Pistons. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm so proud. All right, guys, we out of here, man. Hope you guys have a great night. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back soon. We'll keep you guys posted on updates. Make sure your alerts are turned on so you guys don't miss any of our content. Make sure you guys subscribe if you enjoyed the channel. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed the show. And we got a lot of love for y'all, man. And we will talk to you guys soon. So have a great night. And y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. Peace.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot. And I'ma be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking pundits, I hear you're ashamed. Talking that chop, you must want this way. Tryna tell ya, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're ready for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that. Mess around.